The question of whether Madison police should be able to use this tear gas on crowds as they did during the 2020 downtown protests is back up for debate.
It's come up many times, especially after a report found MPD should scale back its use. But the notion of banning it hasn't gotten past the city council. Naomi Coles joins us now. Naomi, does it even have a shot at council this week?
Charlie, it's really unlikely. In fact, the alder who brought this ordinance forward does not think it'll have a different outcome. Her goal instead is to keep the conversation going.
Drop in more tear gas, let's go.
And so I can assure my community that it's a tool that will be used as an absolute last result.
Barnes can say what he likes, that this is the last resort. However, MPD's standard operating procedures does not reflect that it's a last resort.
For a second time, Madison City Council will take up an ordinance that would ban tear gas and projectiles for crowd control. But it wouldn't apply when there's a threat of urgent, immediate harm. Madison Chief Sean Barnes says tear gas hasn't been used under his tenure, which started in February 2021, but banning it entirely presents new dangerous situations.
Do you want officers to go in hands-on with people who are holding fire? Do you want officers to have to use other results? I don't want that at all.
He doesn't believe that tear gas is a good tool.
I'm not a big fan of tear gas. I'm not a fan of tear gas at all. Just knowing some of the history of policing and how we have managed crowds in the past.
UW student elder Juliana Bennett says Barnes might have good intentions, but putting it in the city's ordinances controls future chiefs with different ideas.
He might be a good fellow, but he's not going to be here forever. And the Madison Police Department stance can always change depending on the police chief.
They might be on different sides of the issue, but both believe it shouldn't get to the place where tear gas is needed at all. Bennett goes a step farther and points to times when MPD found workarounds.
I've seen for the past 2 Mifflin Street block parties, situations where there was significant property damage, actual physical harm was threatened, and Madison Police Department was able to handle that without bringing out tear gas.
Nationwide, banning tear gas really has not taken hold at a lot of different departments. Worth noting, however, the Milwaukee Police Department banned crowd control munitions for use in the Democratic National Convention back in 2020. That, of course, went almost entirely virtual because of the pandemic. But that decision led 100 police agencies to back out from support agreements as a result.